here's Manic. Yep, that's my drawing of him. I did use the textures that I made for him in the game. Sorry. But I had to do, I did different things. Okay. Here's my drawn version of Manic. I almost said Matic. I don't know if I'm really happy with it. I also put its game textures over the line drawing I made because I wanted the textures to really represent this monster. I suppose it's not bad, I just didn't want it to look too much like SCP-087B. By the way, to draw the body, I drew around a picture of a skeleton that was in this pose. Then I altered some proportions and stuff. It really helped. Yay, skeletons! Anyway, there are many different things. This creature is called Manic. There we go. Just like Tantrum, Manic's eyes are yellow with a small pupil, resembling Annatier's yellow eye. Manic's smile is much more terrifying than Tantrum's, and often laughs maniacally in Annatier's voice. The skin on its face is cracked and bleeding, the rest of the body also being wounded, but appearing to be decaying slightly. It's almost as if it tried to peel its skin off like Tantrum, but instead of healing over, it just started to rot. Manic will do a few things to scare the shit out of you. It'll pop out of nowhere just to tease you, often laughing. It will also come down the hall at you, and if you don't back up all the way, it could kill you in the game. The character itself might simply torture you or something. Manic can also appear behind you, and it'll block your path forward until the very last second as it glides closer to you. If you don't run down the stairs as soon as the blocked wall opens, Manic will kill you. When it gets you, the loudest scream will emit from somewhere, probably you, and Annatier's laughter can be heard, as if to say, ha ha ha, I caught you. Manic represents a manic attack. Believe it or not, manic attacks can be just as dangerous as a depression attack. That horrible smile represents that the person having the attack may appear really happy, but their mind is actually very unstable. It is possible and expected for someone to practice self-mutilation when manic, hence the creature's rotting skin and bloody face. The reason the skin is rotting is because since you are happy, your emotional wounds are trying to heal, but they never will be able to, because no matter what, you're still messed up in the head. Manic's shadowed white eyes represent insomnia. Which is funny because Annatier doesn't have to blink. She can, but she doesn't have to. Did I subconsciously design her to also represent insomnia? That's a snuggle bug. I actually drew a hallway and then copy and pasted the textures onto it, and it looks pretty cool. Well, I was afraid of quality lost in the raster images, but it looks pretty nice. Tantrum. Here we go! I used another skeleton to draw around the pose. This pose was very hard to draw without it making it look too oblong, but the pose was like exactly what I needed. I had to change some proportions and stuff, but that's expected. I have also added new character attributes, which I will describe below the original description. I also used a lot of the game texture I made for it, but spruced it up a bit. I had to make the mouth from scratch because the mouth on the texture would have lost quality when scaled. That fucking face. I'm not gonna, well, I would joke that I'm gonna have nightmares, and if I have a nightmare about his face, I'll let you know. It was fucking scary as hell. Okay, here we go. Here's his description. This creature is called Tantrum. It is actually almost entirely skinned. It is actually almost entirely skinned. The skin seems to be jet black, and those red spots are large wounds where the skin has been pulled off. It has no lips, probably torn off, showing large teeth stretched into an impossibly wide grin, and obviously the teeth are kind of rotting. His breath probably smells. Its lidless eyes reveal pupils and irises like Annatier's left eye. Tantrum shouts in Annatier's voice, "Stay still," then continues with harsh panting and whimpering before screaming at you again. It is a shrill and frightening shriek that scares you so bad it feels as though your own skin is about to peel off. Tantrum demands you to stay still because it wants you to quit moving. The more you move, the more distressed it gets, and it will go into a violent raging fit. However, you have to get away from it, don't you? Well, until it's out of your sight, don't look away. As you continue past it, walk backward until it truly is a good distance away from you. It'll still urge you to stay still, but it won't chase you, for it's too upset and damaged to leave its room. Tantrum represents the hysterical child that comes out during attacks. You don't want to stress a child throwing a tantrum out. Wow, that's worded weirdly. You don't want to stress out a child throwing a tantrum, that should say, or it'll get worse. But if you let the child out of your sight, it could hurt itself or something else. The missing skin represents the immense mental pain that is felt in the heart, mind, and body during an attack. Even attempting to comfort Tantrum might put you in danger. There's not much you can do, just hope that it'll calm down on its own. Still, you have to make sure it doesn't hurt anyone or itself. It likes to pull off its skin in self-mutilation. Sometimes you'll hear Annatier humming her lullaby, and if you're near a window when she's humming, you can look through and see Tantrum. I'm gonna have to add that new characteristic now. But it's not shouting or whimpering. Anna is humming to try and soothe it. While she's humming, Tantrum can't harm you or itself. I don't know that quite yet. I might have to go through the game and see what Tantrum does. Again. You may notice it has no feet. LOL, it's because I noticed the game's model's feet seem to be stuck under the floor. The game model also does not have very distinguishable hands, so here's what I did with them. The reason Tantrum has no feet is because it's quote-unquote grounded. Tantrum, having throwing a constant fit, cannot leave its room like a child in trouble. We're not actually sure if the feet just don't exist or they are stuck on the floor. It cannot follow you, so why must you worry? Because the extreme emotional distress it is feeling gives it a sort of telekinetic force that seems to act as invisible hands. They can only reach you a certain distance, that is why you must walk backward until you're far away enough. Otherwise, if you turn away from Tantrum, it will tear you to shreds, same as if you get close enough to touch it. Have you ever heard of Elfin Lied? I think Elfin Lied. The Diclonius. Why is there two eyes? The Diclonius have quote-unquote vectors that are like invisible arms and hands. That's what Tantrum has. The hands look as though the fingers and thumbs never separated into digits, leaving an odd mess of deformed hand. Because of this, it can't grab anything with them, but sometimes pounds on the floor or walls in distress. The only thing they seem capable of doing is digging at its own flesh, causing the wounds. The invisible hands help by peeling the skin off. Yummy. Okay, so I don't know how to explain Tantrum coming up to the window like that. I'm gonna go into the game real quick and see if I can get him to come to the window again. Let's go. Down, down, down we go, where we stop I'll never know. Okay, so that happens. That didn't happen in our last playthrough. I'm traveling recklessly, so as soon as something pops out, I'm gonna, like, flip the fuck out. I am God! This is made by the same person who did Containment Breach. It's so focused on Containment Breach that I don't think I'll ever come back to this and edit it. And honestly, it's just an unrealistic thing to try message him and go, "Hey, I had this idea. Can you help me?" I'd have to say it's as unrealistic as if PewDiePie found this video, downloaded the game, and then tried it. That's how unrealistic it is. Reitanna, that's totally possible! Okay, I'm gonna say, yes, 'tis possible. Probable? No. There's probably like points behind me, in front of me, behind me. Shit! 0.0000001% chance probability that PewDiePie would find this specific video or this specific set of videos, download the game from Mediafire that I have put, and play it himself. That would be like so totally awesome, but it's not gonna happen. Reitanna, don't you have dreams? Dreams don't come true. Do 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 do. I'm sorry to break it to you, but dreams just don't come true. There's a hole right there. I commend you if you've watched all the parts to this specific playthrough, starting from today. All the videos from today, July 4th. Oh my god, it's the 4th of July! See, I don't follow 4th of July. It's not necessarily an important holiday to me. Please don't make any insulting comments about that. So, having just realized that it's the 4th of July today is not unexpected. When I was in high school, I don't remember if I was a junior or senior, I was in choir and we had an Australian exchange student. And a girl asked, "Does that mean that you celebrate the 4th of July in the winter?" And if I had to describe the silence that occurred in the room at that moment, I'd have to say it was, like, deafening. Here we go! Hi, Tantrum! Now, I don't know if I looked at it too long. There he is. God, that is so terrifying. So, can you kill me? You're not doing anything. How am I... those wounds. Okay, Tantrum. Huh. Where'd you go? So you can't kill me. What happens if I just, like, totally stare at you? Or what happens if I, like, look away from you for, like, ever? No? You still just checking me out? I'll figure it out. I'll figure out this characteristic from you. You're so pretty! Alright. Let's go die! Oh, I knew it. Yay. Alright, so that was fun. I don't know. I'll come up with a characteristic for Tantrum like that. Let me give you a sneak peek of what this new entity is. Isn't it pretty? Anyway. Again, I commend you if you watched all of these parts.
Reitanna, we just pretty much watch them because you talk and the things you say are funny.
Well, thank you.
Reitanna, I wish you wouldn't talk during your Let's Plays.
Well, thank you.
Reitanna, shut the fuck up!
The imagination of my mind that imagines stuff. Hi, Robbie. Oh, hey. Ah, she's getting pretty. Dad ass. Hey! Woman, you get back here, show me your can.